planet Earth, the great conscious field that she is, and every single living being is actually an intelligent source of this. So let's look at what happened when we were living in nature, when we were in harmony with all life. As Indigenous people, we nurtured and fostered a relationship that understood the connectivity of all existence and also had a profound relationship with the unseen realms. So, for example, I'll speak of, in terms of Indigenous law, teachings, LORE. We can look back into those teachings and understandings of sacred law to recognise fundamental universal principles that existed over the entire planet, a relationship between humans and all life. There are 4 key principles that are universal in sacred law. And these all come under the primary understanding of right relationship or sacred relationship. And that this right relationship is one of unconditional love and care and respect of all things and all beings. So key in this are 4 principles, and not one comes first or before the other, because it's actually a living circle. It's a recognition of the intrinsic nature of ourself and life and the relationship of ourself and life and creation. So we have the principle of belonging with land, life, nature. And that means our home, our place, the natural environment that we're a part of, and the world as a whole. Our intrinsic belonging, that we didn't just land here, but that Earth herself gave birth to us. We belong to her. The second principle is kinship, that we don't exist in isolation. We are a family, not just of those who brought us into the world, our parents or our siblings, but also every living creature that is part of this world with us. This kinship means we understand the conscious intelligence and life force of all creatures and all beings. We then have the principle of spirit itself, the life force that is within every single one of us and every single thing, that life force is the same. It is the unborn, the undying. It is the thread, the continuum of existence. It is the source of all energy and higher intelligence. That spirit is what connects us inwardly and outwardly. That spirit is what unites us with our eternal self. That, the 4th principle, is the creation laws, the unseen realm, recognizing that actually what we are and what we experience is directed by powers and a force far greater than any one individual self. So these 4 principles, when they are known and understood, hold us in a profound fabric of connectedness. If one of these principles is lost or broken, that fabric loosens, it weakens. And each of those principles supports and feeds into the other. So if we go back again and we consider what happened when we shifted from being nomadic, tribal, cultivating having this nurtured relationship, understanding the sacred law of all life existence and our relationship with each other. And we look at the fact that the moment we took up agriculture, we took on beliefs of power and control, individual power and control, was the moment we became dispossessed. We were no longer belonging with nature. We were no longer able to truly belong with nature. We belonged to whoever controlled nature. So if we follow this trail, we see that disconnection with nature, no longer belonging with nature, in the way we inherently are created. And then we see that disconnection means we're cut off from the spirit, the life force, and the conscious intelligence of all life, because we're no longer having that relationship with land, nature. Then our kinship with land, nature, and all creatures is broken. And again, we lose this vast source of intelligence that guides us. All of life is a steward for all of life. And along with that breakdown, what happens is, if we don't have a living connection with nature and with all creatures, it actually cuts us off from the source of love of the planet, and we feel a greater emptiness. And so we go then into that downward spiral, the materialistic spiral, because we've lost the energy of love. And do you know why there's been such a struggle throughout these more modern ages to embrace and accept spiritual teachings and the notion of universal love? It's because those truths, spiritual teachings, and the universal love actually demands us to wake up again to the reality that we are not in control. And that is a terribly frightening thing for the human of beliefs. That is a terribly threatening thing for the ego. Because to truly love and to be truly connected with life, we have to surrender control. We have to accept the truth that these forces of nature are working us. There is a power far greater over and above all of us. So the one solution to restore life on this planet now today is awakening.